Is this too good to be true? Buildings on Ultra flying through New York City, and I'm getting 45 frames per second on Ultra buildings? Yes, photogrammetry is not on, so we're going to turn it on and we're going to see what that does, but still, I can't believe I'm getting 45 frames per second on average. Well, right now it's 38, but it's 40. But it is averaging really good frame rates considering, like I said, I am in New York City. My settings are on rather high with this 4070 graphics card. And yes, I am going to show you some of them in this video, so stay tuned and watch how I'm getting these settings in this performance with my Quest 3 and the 4070 RTX card from Nvidia. Recording is not as smooth when I play the recording back as the actual flight. Let's enable the photogrammetry. That does say 45 frames per second, and it still says still doing really good there. 30 frames per second right now, 36, 34. So a little bit of a drop, but it hasn't really loaded in probably all yet. So let's see. All right, so now we're up at 39. Of course, getting further away from it definitely makes a difference. Which makes sense since we're not meant to fly down the streets. But that's, yeah, I'm sticking around 40 frames here. Alright, this is pretty good. Let's take a look at some settings, huh? I know that's what you want to see. Again, this is the 4070 RTX Nvidia card with the Quest 3 headset running through virtual desktop. Not Airlink and not the Link cable, although I will try the Link cable now that I have a new laptop with an appropriate port for it. Alright, well, let's get to the critical part, the settings. I am using DirectX 11. This is Nvidia DLSS Super Resolution on Balance Mode, Fidelity Sharpening of 160, Reprojection off, world scale set at the default of 100, Nvidia Reflex on low, Terrain LOD 110, then I got Ultra for the off-screen, Ultra for the terrain vector, Ultra for the buildings, trees are on medium. Next we have the grass and shrubs on medium, objects level of detail 145, clouds on high, texture resolution ultra, the anisotropic filtering is off because I have it on 16 through the Nvidia control panel, super sampling 4x4, texture synthesis high, water waves high, shadow maps 768, and the other one was 256. And last we have contact shadows low, windshield effects high, ambient occlusion low, cube map reflection 128, ray mask reflections and light shafts turned off, bloom is on, and my glass cockpit refresh rate is at medium. As you saw earlier in the video, I did enable the photogrammetry, and I am still getting, as well, it might be hard for you to see, but I'm seeing 45 frames per second. This is the Quest 3 headset. I am not using the OpenXR toolkit. I have it disabled right now, so I'm not doing any resolution override. I am not using sharpening or anything in the control panel for Nvidia. So let me show you those settings now as well. So the main thing I change under the global settings is the shader cache size, which I increase from the default to 100 gig. And for the application settings, I have the anisotropic filtering, as I mentioned earlier, set at 16 here. The rest, as you can see, are all global settings. Okay, and here we have CUDAs, the GPU is set to all. I have the sysmen fallback policy set to prefer no. Low latency mode off, max frame rate off, prefer performance for GDI compatibility, Rendering GPU, I have the Nvidia selected. And finally these with anisotropic filtering off, LOD on clamp, high performance for quality, trilinear off, threaded on auto, and pre-rendered frames on 2.